Hello, welcome to another episode of GB Games. I know I haven't really uploaded very much yet. It's been extremely busy with all this stuff going on. I just wanted to get started again. Again, most of my, I'm going to do a little bit of everything. Going to do some playthroughs, hopefully some builds, maybe some reviews. The project I'm working on right now, however, is going to be a old PC build, doing a retro build. I found a motherboard on eBay recently. It's from a Compaq 5204. It's a little bit newer than I was wanting. I was hoping to get late 46, early Pentium 1, maybe K6. This motherboard is a K6-2 motherboard, but it's 350 megahertz. I was hoping to kind of max out at 200, give or take. I'm trying to kind of mirror a computer I had when I was younger. I believe we got it in about 1993, 1994, and then when my mom upgraded to her other computer, I basically got the old computer. It was a AMD K6-200. It had a S3 Diamond 2000 video card, 2 megabytes of RAM. At the time it came out, it was great, but when I got it, it was still kind of old. So it was a little bit of a process when I was younger to upgrade this computer that I got. And so I'm kind of trying to go around there for this computer. Once again, I said, this motherboard is a little bit newer than I wanted, but it works, and I will be trying to do a build for it. Currently, I don't have a case for it. I've been doing a lot of thrift shopping. I'm going to go over some of the stuff that I found today while I was out shopping. The biggest thing, I went out specifically, I was hoping to find maybe an old computer, an AT case, AT power supply, but I was unable to find those. But my main objective when I went out today was to find an IDE CD-ROM drive, which I was expecting maybe to find one out of box. Maybe have to find like an old tower that I can pull the drive out of. But so happens, I found this IO Magic CD-RW, is it an RW? Yeah, RW. 523252 IDE CD-ROM drive. It's a little bit newer than I was hoping to find. But I was worried initially that I was going to have to do a IDE to SATA adapter and use one of my old DVD drives. I didn't really want to do that. I was hoping to find an IDE drive that I could just throw in the case and be done with it. I don't see why this wouldn't. I'm hoping this will work with DOS 6.2, which I'm planning to install alongside of Windows 95 or 98. I can't imagine this drive wouldn't work. It's possible it won't, but it's a lot more likely than a DVD drive working. I will be doing a video on that at a later time. I'll be trying to document my build as much as I can, let you guys see what I'm doing, my mindset. I've been working on computers basically my whole life, growing up. We had a Commodore 64 that some of my earliest memories are playing on the Commodore 64. We had a game called Ninja. We had Below the Root, which I did a playthrough on my channel before. Very fun game, very entertaining. Play it if you can. It's old, but it's a massive game for the time, and unless you watch a preview or a playthrough like I did, it'll take some time to figure out all the stuff that you need to do for the game. It's a great adventure, and it'll take you a long time if you just play through and don't read any walkthroughs. I would highly encourage that. Back to what I was getting at. Sorry, I digest. I've got this CD-ROM drive. Let's see. I hate to open something like this, but I need it, so let's see here. Manufactured 2003-09, so September 2003 this was manufactured. What have we got here? There's like a plate missing. I don't know if that's where like maybe the, no, because that wouldn't make sense because it's still sealed. I was wondering if maybe that's where the proof of purchase was or something. We'll see when we open it. Maybe there's something on the inside. Not really. Maybe that's supposed to be opened up so that you can see the serial on the inside of the drive. Sometimes you have to open both sides of these, otherwise it just vacuum seals it inside. Gosh, I still can't get it open. Come on. Jeez, is it glued in there? What's going on? Give me a moment and I will skip past this. Dee. All right, here we go. I finally got the box opened. See what we have here. Quick install guide. Let's find out what's on there. Package contents. It does have some other bezels on it, which I thought was kind of cool. Whichever case I find, I can throw it in there. Hopefully I just find the beige, just because it's what there was. Yeah. Anyway, let's see here. Where was that other thing? No, it doesn't even open up to a serial. I don't know what that kind of boxy thing was on the outside. Kind of a mystery to me. Here is a silver bezel. Oh, that's nice looking. That's sharp. Let's see. That is, gosh, I'm dropping all sorts of stuff here. Oh. There is the black bezel. But for now, let's look at this silver bezel. Very nice. I'm probably not going to use it, but it's there in case maybe I find a silver case. Let's get to the next. There's a black bezel, same, but it's just kind of a flat matte black. Let's get to the drive itself. I have some cables ordered. They should be here over the weekend, some IDE cables. Alas, I didn't have any left. Probably threw them all out in about 2008 when I didn't need them anymore. Easy CD DVD Creator. Here we go. Comes with some software. It comes with a CDRW. Oh, no, excuse me, sorry, CDR. Set that aside for now. It comes with the installation screws, the CD audio cable. This motherboard, it's hard finding the specs for it. You search Compact 5204 and you get the system, the entire tower. It's hard to find specs for this motherboard. I'm still researching. I'm sure I'll find out what I need to know eventually. But as far as I know, there is an integrated audio card on here. Oh, maybe that's the CD audio. Let's see. I haven't really looked at it too much. I was kind of waiting to do it together with you guys. Let's see. I think I hadn't really looked, but there's a couple of places that the CD audio could be. I'll just have to look it up and see. It fits on that one. None of these jumpers or headers are labeled, unfortunately. And I can't find the one that I was just noticing that I thought maybe was the CD. Oh, that's right. It was over here. That is not it. It'd be nice if these were labeled, but they aren't. I'll have to research and figure that out later. We'll get to it. Anyway, as far as I know, there's an onboard sound card that has Sound Blaster 16 emulation. There is also a ATI Rage 3D LT, I think, on here. 2 megabytes of VRAM. I think it's upgradable with this SIM slot here. I'll have to research that a bit later. I might want to jump that up to like 8 or 16 if possible. I don't know yet. Again, I'm still trying to research what I can be doing with that motherboard. Anyway, back to the CD drive. It comes with the beige faceplate installed. You have the IDE backplane, Molex. You've got the master slave jumper. It's been so long since I've had to configure a drive on an IDE cable. For those of you who are not familiar with older systems, you had an IDE cable that connected to the motherboard. Nowadays it's SATA cable, just this little tiny cable, but it used to be this 40-pin long connector here. What you do is you hook up this long ribbon cable. Towards the end of IDE, I found some cables that, instead of just a flat ribbon, which gives you horrible airflow, the older cases, just there was like zero airflow going through them. You didn't need a whole lot, like nowadays. There wasn't a whole lot of power going through the computer. But kind of toward the end of IDE, you started getting more powerful processors. You wanted more airflow, and the IDE cables just kind of filled up the case. And so I ended up finding some IDE cables that the ribbon came out, and then it went into a small cable, so that it was like about a 1/4-inch cable that went to where you're going. Anyway, so what you did was you connect the IDE cable, and then you connect it to, usually the IDE cables had 2 other connectors on it, so you could connect it to the hard drive, the motherboard, connect it to a hard drive, and then connect the second cable to the CD-ROM drive, for instance. But you had to tell the drive whether it was the master or the slave. That let the computer know where to put the drive, what to do with the drive. If you had it configured improperly, the system just wouldn't recognize it. So usually you had the on the IDE1 port, you had the hard drive set as the master. You go up and set the CD-ROM drive as the slave. So that was all fun. You have a CD audio out that usually goes out to your sound card, so that you can put an audio CD in here, and it would just send the audio straight to your sound card so that you could listen to it. A couple other things I got. Let's see here. I had to order a Molex to 4-pin floppy disk drive adapter. Pretty simple thing, just so I can power my floppy drive, and then also I've got a floppy emulator. I also got this cable. It's basically the same thing. It's a Molex to 4-pin Y connector. It's not what it's supposed to be, so I got this, and I'm going to send it back. This is supposed to be a ATX to AT power converter adapter. It takes the ATX power from the 24-pin and lets you connect it to these flat pins. I also got a hard drive emulator. Eventually I'll get a hard drive, like a proper old mid-90s hard drive, but just to make things simple for me in the start, you get this adapter. Again, it's got the 40-pin IDE connector. Plug that in. There's some jumpers on here where you can assign slave master to it. You take your compact flash card. In my case, I got a 2 GB card, which is what DOS will read. So I just wanted to make things simple for now. You just plug the compact flash right into the adapter board, connect it, and then you have a 4-pin floppy connector just for some power, and you have a hard drive. That should be pretty simple for me just to get started. Again, I'm going to be doing, try to go along with you guys while I do this. If you have any questions or anything, please let me know in the comments. If there's anything you'd like to see, put it in the comments. If there's anything you wouldn't like to see, put it in the comments. Anything, just put it in the comments. I'd like to talk to you guys. I'm hoping this channel will grow. Like I said, I don't have much yet, but eventually I'm hoping to have some content for the foreseeable future. I can't see me doing like near as much as some of the other YouTube greats, but I'll do what I can. If I'm going to record this, and it's going to be up to them whether they let me, but I just want to do a huge shout out to several channels. There's the 8-bit guy. He does more stuff with like very old Macs, Commodores, which I kind of grew up on. So a lot of that stuff that he does, I really enjoy. There is LGR, Lazy Game Reviews. He does a lot of stuff like what I'm kind of hoping to do with like maybe this computer. He does it much better than I will. Sorry, in the background I am opening this serial cable that I found thrifting again. LGR, 8-bit guy. If you guys haven't watched, Linus Tech Tips is amazing. I really enjoy all those channels. There's more, but obviously I can't name all of them. Bitwit is another channel I love. He does hilarious videos. Anyway, while I was out thrifting, I found some more stuff that I thought was kind of useful for what I'm going to be doing. Found it's basically a printer cable, but it's a serial cable. If I find something later on that I can connect this with, I will go ahead and get it. So the back of these old motherboards had a serial port mirrored right here. Instead of USB, you had serial, or in some cases you had game ports, which usually were on the sound card where you could connect like a joystick. Eventually it moved to USB, but for basically almost all the 90s, everything was connected via serial or game port. Game port was similar to this. It was smaller. Geez, I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's a 9-port connector. 9-pin, excuse me. Let's see if I found anything else that I needed to show you guys. Not especially. Not that super related to the computer. I did find these models, kind of like a balsa wood, but they are solid. Found it from my pop. He's in town. You're basically these just wooden, and you've got like this balsa wood that you cut out and you glue to, the base. And once you're done, you get it all painted. And I thought these were very interesting. They seem to me extremely old. One of these, was it the B29? It says something about copyright 1944. Yeah. Copyright 1944 by the Comet Model Airplane and Supply Company, Chicago and New York. This other one is a B29. It's basically the same thing. You've got just basically a balsa fuselage. You've got the wings, you've got the engine pylons, etc., etc. Oh, I thought that these were like pre-cut, but maybe they aren't. Maybe you have to kind of slim those down. Anyway, not really related to the computer. I just thought they were very, very interesting. Look, they've got these, that plastic. It's got like balsa stuff all over it, so yeah, they're little plastic wheels. Landing gear. Looks like there are some. Oh my gosh, these are old. They're all rolled up, and but we've got these. Let me see if I can show them to you. This one's got just this. I think the paper was intended to be like a protective layer, but you've got these Air Force logos, Dynamite Dottie, the airplane name. Some instructions here. Oh my gosh, this thing is cool. Anyway, got that from my dad, so we'll see how he likes it. It's a little bit different. We used to do a lot of plastic models when we were growing up, so this isn't quite the same, but I hope he enjoys it. And then this other one's an aircraft carrier. It says I think it was the Wasp. Yeah, little light aircraft carrier, the Wasp. Let's see if I have anything else to go over today. I don't think I do. Again, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I'd love to hear comments, talk to you guys. If you have any interests that you'd like me to go over, please let me know. I'd love to do content that people want to see. again, I hope you enjoy what I'm doing. I'm going to get this done kind of as I get parts. I have a extra ATX case, but this board is not ATX compatible. I'm going to need an AT case to mount this in. So I have to wait to get an AT case before I can do much of anything else. I've got the AT to ATX power converter coming, so that will be here soon. But again, I'm going to need an ATX case, and actually I do need another power supply because I pulled the other one. It's on a different system right now, but a couple of things that I need to get worked on before I can start actually building. But as soon as I have those things, I will get to building and we will go over it together. Thank you guys for watching. Please again leave comments, like the video, subscribe. I'm not going to be putting out too much for a little bit. Again, I'm going to need to be waiting until I get some parts. But I hope you enjoy my channel and have a great day. Thank you.